Yeah. Okay, today I've stretched myself. I've stretched myself today. Because I love my country, because I love you people. That's why I'm stretching myself. I'm really stretching myself today. But I have to. It's very important. It's very important that I stretch myself. I think I won't talk too much, but I think I will open phone lines quickly. I'll talk just a bit and then open phone lines. Let me get my other phone. I'll open phone lines. I won't talk too much because my energy levels are really down. So I'll open phone lines faster. Oh Lord, how did I feel bad? Okay, makana ede mfika kofe. How about? But I'm fine. I'm recovering. That's one thing. That's one thing. So here it is. I want to talk about basically. I want to talk about 3 issues. I want to talk about 3 issues. I want to talk about 3 issues. Number 1, the Edgar Lungu issue. Number 2, the related to that, the PF. The status of PF at the moment. The status of PF at the moment. There is an action that was initiated by Mao Sampa. Mao Sampa initiated an action in court. I want to talk about that. And then I also want to talk about the issue of this Kayang man called Why Me. Yeah. So these are the three issues: the Edgar Lungu issue, Mao Sampa's action, and Why Me issue. These are the three issues that I want to deal with this evening. I'll start with the Edgar Lungu issue. Most of my points were given in the broadcast that I had during the day. I think I gave out my position. I gave out my arguments in regard to that issue. Iyaba Edgar Lungu. I gave out my points. But just to emphasize, for those that may not have watched it, briefly, is that there was a judgment, and that judgment, according to Makebi Zulu and the family, they didn't agree with it. According to them, they felt that the judges were compromised, and so they put up a notice of appeal. A notice of appeal is simply asking the court to say, yes, we have heard what you have said, but we would like to appeal. So can you allow us to appeal? And the court then asks you to give reasons why you think the judgment which was given was inadequate or not just according to you. You give reasons. When the court hears you, then if they are satisfied that, yeah, there is a possibility that other judges might look at your case differently, then they can give you leave to appeal, or they can give you the permission to appeal. So this is what is in court. This is what is current. What is current is that the Lungu family, they have asked the court that made a ruling, the same court, the same high court, the same judges. They have gone to them and say, the judgment that you gave us, we are not satisfied. We believe that other judges might look at this case differently. And they are supposed to make those arguments why they think that other judges might look at it differently. Usually, to prove that other judges might look at the matter differently, usually what happens is that the appellant, okay, the one who wants to appeal, would have to bring out solid arguments and quoting probably other judges or other judgments which are similar to the matter that is at hand, whereby you would be saying, look, this is what you said in our matter, but there was another matter which is similar to our matter, and this is how the judges ruled, but you said this. Okay, I hope you follow me. For example, it is a case of divorce, for example. Okay, and then the judges say, no, the children will go with the mother and not the father. Then the father is appealing. The father will be saying, look, my divorce is similar to a divorce of Mr. Banda. Mr. Banda also divorced under the same circumstances or under similar circumstances. And the judges ruled that, yeah, even if I'm a man, I can also look after children because I'm working. Because Mr. Banda showed that Mr. Banda is working and the wife is not working. And the court, based on that, they gave Mr. Banda the children to look after. But you have denied me that no, you cannot look after the children because you are a man. Okay? Because you are a man. But then you say, but Mr. Banda's judges, they said, no, even if you are a man, you can look after children because you are working. Okay? And your wife is not working. But in my situation, my wife is not working. And me, I am working. And yet you are telling me to say, you cannot look after the children because you are a man. Okay? I'm trying to make you understand what is discussed when you put in an application for notice of appeal. Notice of appeal. Okay? It is not an appeal yet. It is not an appeal yet. When it is an appeal, it will go to the higher court and other judges will look at it. But for these judges that made a ruling, they must be convinced that the appellants have got grounds on which to appeal. In other words, they must be able to see that, okay, there might be something that we have not looked at, or that other judges might look at this differently. And this is why they would allow an appeal. But if they see that, you don't have grounds, even if you bring in other judges, they will look at it differently. Tayali, your sound is weak. I can't shout today. I can't shout tonight. I can't shout. Tonight I can't shout. I can't shout. You can't hear me at all? You can't hear me? Or maybe it's your phone? Thanks, Aaron, for confirming that. So, if you're one, when you approach the court to say, I want to appeal, it is not an appeal. It doesn't mean that you have appealed, no. You have to convince the judges that you have got some ground on which other judges might look at and consider your matter. From my point of view, I really see the case of Makebi Zulu and the Lungu family. I see it very weak. I doubt the judges will allow them to appeal. I really doubt it. And why do I doubt? I doubt because this matter is based on two issues only. Two issues. I am dragging myself to talk to you because I know that there are a lot of people who are giving you information, false information. They are bringing in this, they are trying to confuse you. Issue ya Lungu is based on just two issues. Only two issues. So Muyumfuila, don't listen to all these things. And what I'm giving you, these are facts. Not a man analysis, shani. I'm giving you facts. And the two issues which are there are that, number one, they are saying, the Lungu family are saying, we want to bury Edgar Chagwa Lungu in South Africa because Edgar Chagwa Lungu made a wish. And his wish before he died is that When I die, I don't want Hakainde Hichilema anywhere near my body or my funeral. This is the number one case. Number two case, it is where the family is saying, we as a family, we don't want Edgar Lungu to be buried in Zambia, because Edgar Lungu to be buried in Zambia as a former head of state. Because Edgar Lungu was not treated as a former head of state. And they are citing some of the issues that were raised, which I am saying the Makebi Zulu story. They are citing the Makebi Zulu story. And what is the Makebi Zulu story? You know that story that Makebi Zulu said, Edgar Lungu will not kiss dust until he tells his story. So number one, it's what Edgar Lungu said. I don't want Hakainde Hichilema nearby my funeral or my body. Number two, it's Makebi Zulu story. What is the Makebi Zulu story? Edgar Lungu was treated badly. Edgar Lungu traveled by economy to go to South Africa. Edgar Lungu used Uber. Edgar Lungu was stopped from jogging. Edgar Lungu was denied to go for medicals. Edgar Lungu, what is the other reason? The benefits were removed. This is the Makebi Zulu story. Two issues. Number one, Edgar Lungu's wish. Number two, Makebi Zulu story. Now, when the court ruled on Edgar Lungu's issue, the court said, what Edgar Lungu said is that he doesn't want the president to attend, to be part of his funeral. We hear you. This is what he said. This is what you have told us. Okay, we hear you. But he did not say I should be buried in South Africa. Okay? According to what you have submitted, you have not said Edgar Lungu should be buried in South Africa. Then number two, you are saying, he said, I don't want Hakainde Hichilema near my funeral. The court in South Africa said, we cannot rule over that, because Hakainde Hichilema is a president of another country. And we as a court in South Africa cannot issue directives against the president of another country to say, you should not attend. We can't rule over that. It is beyond us. It is beyond us. So, since Edgar Lungu did not say, bury me in South Africa, go to Zambia and then go and seek an order from the court. Only the Zambian court can order Hakainde Hichilema not to attend the funeral, not the South African court. So, the number one issue is already crossed. It can't stand. It can't stand simply because it relates to stopping the president of another country or of Zambia not to be part of the funeral. This should only be done in Zambia. It cannot be done by the South African court. That is number one. Number one reason crossed out. And even if you appeal, surely, I don't think there is any other court that can turn this around. I don't think so. The second reason, where they are saying, no, Edgar Lungu was treated this like this, the Makebi Zulu story. The Makebi Zulu story, the court refused to hear the Makebi Zulu story. The court refused to hear the Makebi Zulu story because they simply said, what you are talking about, you can't give evidence, proper evidence. You can't give proper evidence to say this man was not a former president, or he was not treated as a former president. According to them is that you may say he was not treated as a former president, but the fact is he is a former president. So there is a difference being treated as a former head of state and being a former head of state. The question that the court asked simply was to say, wasn't this man a former head of state? And the family lawyer, who has actually been fired, you know, the family has fired that lawyer. The lawyer said, no, he was not a former president. And he was pushed to say, wasn't he a former president? At the end of the day, he agreed to say, yes, he was a former head of state. So, and it is a fact. This is a fact. No matter how you can argue it, no matter how you can bring in this and that, at the end of the day, Edgar Lungu was a former head of state. So you can't run away from that. The way he was treated and everything and whatever, those issues cannot offset the fact that Edgar Lungu was a former head of state. And as a former head of state, public interest comes in. The case of Kaunda and Kaweche Kaunda and, the government, the Edgar Lungu government, sets a precedence. Though the Makebi Zulus are trying to argue that that matter should not be considered, but the court did consider that judgment or that ruling is valid, is supposed to be considered. And public interest overrides individual and personal interest. So whatever Lungu was saying, whatever the family is saying, public interest must be respected. Just like Wakaunda today is lying at Embassy Park instead of lying at his farm next to his beloved wife. Because public interest overrides individual and personal interests. So, this is what the court ruled. And if the appeal has to be granted, the Makebi Zulu and their new lawyer must be able to come up with arguments that can make the judges doubt themselves to say, I think here we could have erred. The other issue that they are relying on is the issue of the law. They are saying the South African government or the South African constitution says that the body must be handed over to the next of kin. Now, according to the court said, yes, this is what our constitution says. But there can be some extenuation circumstances where we have to use common knowledge, meaning we need to consider the circumstances. And a good example, like I did in the afternoon, is whereby you kill a man. According to the law, when you kill somebody, it is murder. But when you go to court, the court usually look at the circumstances, what happened. If you are driving a car and then somebody all of a sudden crosses the road and you hit that person, dies, can we consider it murder? Because this person is dead and you are the one driving the car. Should we say it is murder? No. We need to consider the circumstances. And these are the circumstances that they considered and they felt the Zambian government is right. So this is what is around the application or notice of appeal. Now, what happened today is that the family lawyer stood up and told the court to say the parties are talking to each other. The parties are talking to each other. Meaning to say there is a possibility that these parties might agree to something. And from my analysis, I think the family, they have realized that their grounds are very weak. I think the family have realized that their grounds are very weak. And since they have realized that the grounds are weak, I am trying to assume that they want to engage the family so that the government, so that they don't face another embarrassment, because it will be embarrassing for them if the court rules against them on Monday, which is highly likely. To avoid that embarrassment, they might consider agreeing with the government so that the court does not embarrass them. This is one aspect, okay? One aspect, because the adjournment today was based on the fact that the parties are talking. That is where it was based. The family lawyer informed the court that parties are talking. So, based on that, I am thinking that I'm sure they have looked at their grounds to say our grounds are very weak. We might not succeed. And to avoid the embarrassment, they have decided to engage the government so that they are not slapped in their face even on Monday as well. That is what I'm thinking. And it is actually clear from the court, the response of the court when the family lawyer addressed the court. The response from the judges is very clear that the judges are tired of this case. The judges don't want to look at this case anymore because they said, we are optimistic that as you guys are talking, you can reach a final conclusion. That's what they said. They said, we are optimistic. We hear that there might be a light at the end of the tunnel. And we hope it is a true light and not just a train coming. You know, judges speak diplomatically, and they try as much as possible not to sound, to appear biased. So, what the judge said really speaks volume. When the judge tells you to say, we really hope that there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Meaning, please resolve this. Can you go and resolve this? So even the judges are tired. And I'm sure the family have seen this. And maybe that's why they want to engage, and that this case does not end up by the court making pronouncements. And if that's the case, there are orders already. The orders are that the Lungu family, or the Lungu family, hands over the body to the government, and the government repatriates the body to Zambia for a state funeral. So probably this is what may become, what might be, we may be coming to on Monday. Now, there is an issue of the Concord. There are documents that I've seen flying around that the Lungu family have gone to the Concord. I have been frantically trying to get a confirmation about that action. I have been frantically trying to get a confirmation as to the authenticity or the truthfulness in that. It has been reported on a number of social media platforms. But I want to tell you, I have tried to confirm that action. And from what I have gotten so far, the documentation, whatever documentation, have not reached the government yet. They have not reached the government yet. Because when you sue in court, you're supposed to save the other party. So yes, if the Lungu family have gone to the court and they have commenced this action, that action has not reached the government yet. This is, SABC has confirmed it, boss. Oh, okay. Okay. But like I'm saying, from the government point of view, I've been trying to ask this one, that one, but so far, it seems they have not gotten the documents. It seems they have not gotten the documents. However, it is possible that yes, indeed, they have commenced this. But you see, problem the family over PF, they have got this this crooked mind, for lack of a better word. But PF, they have got crooked mind. And it is possible that you see, they have seen that in the High Court, they will not succeed. It is possible that they have seen that in the High Court, they will not succeed. And so, what they could have done today, asking for an adjournment, would have been strategic. Would have been strategic in the sense that maybe they wanted that when the court adjourns, they would have time to go and file documents in court, in the court. You follow me well, according to my analysis. My analysis is that today, because the people that asked for an adjournment, it is the family. So it is possible that the family asked for that adjournment, knowing that in the High Court they don't have legs to stand on, that they are likely not going to succeed. So they ask for an adjournment this side. Meanwhile, they go and file documents in the court. I hope you follow me. They ask for an adjournment so that they can quickly go and file the documents, which is actually a crooked. Why do I say crooked? Crooked in the sense that they told the High Court to say, we want to talk as parties. We want to talk. And the court was elated. The court was excited. That, oh, okay, since you want to talk, that's very good. That was the response of the court. Oh, you want to talk? That's very good. You go and talk. And we hope you will resolve this matter. And yet, they want to rush to the court. So, there is deception there. There is deception. Meaning, the family of Edgar Lungu, they were actually being deceptive in court today. They were lying to the judges. They were lying to the judges that we want to talk. And yet, what they want is not to talk, is to go to the court. And my thinking is that, what they're thinking is that, since we don't have legs to stand on in the High Court, because the High Court is likely to rule against them. And if they rule against them, then it means quickly the body will have to come out. They will have to surrender the body. They know that. That immediately the application falls off. Immediately they know that the body would have to be surrendered. So to avoid that, maybe this is why they have gone to the court. So that at the end of the day, whatever happens in the High Court, they will still remain with an action in the Concord. And based on the action in the Concord, basing at both parties agreed. Yes, both parties agreed. Agreed to what? Both parties agreed to what? They agreed to an adjournment. But who initiated the adjournment? It is the family. It is the family. It is not the state. It is the family that initiated. And then the other part said, oh, okay, it's okay. Since you want us to talk, that's okay. Okay? So that is the basis of both parties agreed. But the trickery or the crookedness comes in where they are saying, we want to talk. Please, Bakoti, can you give us a moment we talk? And yet, they go and file, and they go and start an action in the Concord. That is being crooked. That is being crooked. However, there is another part. There is a part whereby now you saw how quickly they announced that they have gone to the Concord. The PF machinery, the propaganda machinery, they have quickly spread the documents. Everyone has those documents. They quickly spread those documents. They quickly spread that news. Just like they did after the judgment, if you remember, it's the same pattern by PF na crookedness yabo. After the judgment yaku High Court, you remember what followed? Immediately, social media was splashed, was awash with documents of appeal. We have appealed, we have appealed, we have appealed. Why did they do that? They did that to stop the orders, to demoralize the Zambian government from going ahead to ask for the body. They quickly flashed out that. And like Vakavesha said, he said when they saw that, they sat back because they are decent. They said, okay, let's wait for the appeal. So they couldn't push for the body to come. That's why we don't have the body. We don't have the body because immediately after the judgment, Makebi Zulu and his propaganda feed, they threw in these documents to say, we have appealed. We have appealed. And everyone was demoralized. Ah, okay, they have appealed. So we can't push for the body. I see the same behavior on this one. They pushed in that appeal even though they knew that they don't have grounds. Okay, they pushed it in. It was basically to stop the body from moving. It was basically to protect themselves from handing over the body. They knew they don't have the grounds. And now, the case, the day of hearing the appeal, they say, no, please give us time. Give us time. We want to talk. As the court gives them that time to go and talk, they go and file in the Concord. Meaning, these are delaying tactics. They are delaying tactics. Because, look, this appeal was done on Friday. On Friday, last Friday. And the Lungu family had a week. They had a week. Why didn't they file their action in the Concord before? Why didn't they do it? Why didn't they do it on Monday? Why didn't they do it on Tuesday? Why didn't they do it on Wednesday? They couldn't do it. Because these are the machinations of the Lungu family, the crookedness, the chicanery of the Makebi Zulu. These are simply delaying tactics. Because why should they wait for today, Friday, to go and file in the Concord? Why? Why? Why didn't they do it these days? They could have done it. They could have done it even yesterday. Why didn't they do it? Why did they have to wait for Friday? And after only to bring it out after the adjournment. It is imingala to shava PF. Because if really they were serious about whatever they are doing, they would have filed this before. But they wait until the court has allowed them to go and talk. That's when they go to the Concord. And you know what this has done? What this has done in our minds and in the minds of many people is that now we'll be like, so they have gone to the Concord. So this case is still going on, So this case is still going on. Meaning to say, even on Monday, if the High Court rules to say, no, the body must go, like we ruled, you can't appeal, then we will still be grappling with the issue of the Concord. And I'm sure people will be asking to say, so now what happens? Okay, the court has said, you can go ahead, or whatever it is, yeah. But now, we have the Concord. You see, delaying tactics and playing with our minds. Playing with our minds. Playing with our minds. Playing with people's minds. Why? Look at the way they released the appeal. They released it immediately after the court was adjourned. Immediately. Okay? So that, you have these questions. And even on Monday now, when they will be ruling to say, no, you don't have grounds, in our minds, we'll be still saying, the body can't move. There is this action in the Concord. And I'm thinking, these Makebi Zulu, in their behavior, in their crooked ways, they will now start fighting that the body shouldn't move based on the fact that we are in court. We are in the Concord now. They will be fighting to stay the orders of the High Court. They will be fighting. They will be saying, no, we can't hand over the body. Why? Because we still have the Concord. We still have the Concord case. These are all Imingala Toshava PF. Imingala Toshakwa Makebi Zulu. Even when Makebi Zulu doesn't have grounds to stand on, because they don't have grounds to stand on. There is no court that is going to allow them, based on the arguments that they have. Edgar Lungu said, Hakainde Ishirima should not be there. No, the family is saying, President Edgar Lungu was not president because he was not treated properly. These are only two reasons that they have. And in the Concord, I'm sure they will be talking about the rules that apply to South Africa. That is what they will be arguing. But even those grounds of saying, no, according to the South African law, you cannot hand over the body to a third party. You have to hand it over to the next of kin. This is what I'm sure they have taken to the Concord. And they will be arguing on that. But even that one was adequately dealt with by the High Court. And Makebi Zulu knows this. The only thing is that these are delaying tactics. These are Imingalato. They want to use the Concord for them to start applying to say, the body shouldn't go because we are in the Concord. But there is something that is bigger bigger than all these Mingarato. What is that? That is something bigger, which this family are failing to recognize, to look at as it is. And something that is bigger here is that, number one, the South African government has been very clear from the word go. We want the body of Edgar Chagwa to go to Zambia and be buried according to what you follow, according to your policies there in Zambia. That is what the South African government has said. Meaning, the South African government is not happy with all these machinations. It's not. The South African government, they may not come out, but surely they are irritated. Then, what Makebi Zulu is also not looking at is that the very court, the courts, these courts, you can, we innocently look at courts as independent, okay? Independent and autonomous from each other. But you see, it is the same judicial system. It is the same judicial system. I look at people as naive who try to look at a judge separate from other judges. I look at them as naive. I look at them as naive. Because there are some of you, I see certain people who are so adamant, no, I'm going to appeal, I'm going to. What you have to understand is that judges, independent and autonomous as they may be, they are human beings. They are part of the system. They are part of the system. Those judges don't live when they sit in court, and when they leave the court, don't think that they go and live in another planet alone. Those judges, before they come to court, they talk. Those judges, they have got friends. Those judges, they drink together. Those judges, they socialize together. Those judges are human beings who also discuss matters. They do. Don't be cheated. Those judges, they come to social media. There are very few people who don't come to social media. Who doesn't come to social media? If presidents go to social media, if politicians, if Putin and Trump can argue on social media, Trump says, tweet something on social media, and Putin also responds on social media. Do you think the judges, when they are insulated from, the outflowing information that is on social media? No. So these people, they also feel what we feel. And the expression of the judge really points to something, to say they are tired of this case. So imagine how the judges are now looking at the family, hearing on the SABC that the family have gone to the court. Imagine this judge who was telling them to say, oh, okay, we hope that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we hope it is true light and not just a train coming. He said that in court, and they were sitting there and discussed. And now he's sitting in his sitting room and he hears the family have gone to the court. What do you think that judge is feeling? What do you think the judge is feeling? And are you telling me now, those who are, because in the court there are also judges. So even these judges who are in the court, they have been listening to this in the news. They hate the government. No, we sat as a cabinet and this is our position. They hate, no, this case of the former president is in court today. And they were also anxious to hear the results. Oh, no, this is what the court has ruled. And then, now they have heard to say, oh, so now that case is coming to our court. What do you think those judges are feeling? And this is something that the Makebi Zulu are failing to look at. They are not looking at this. That they are irritating. They are irritating the South African government, they are irritating the South African courts. What interest do they have? What interest do they have? What interest do they have? Eh? What interest do they have? You think those South African judges are interested in the bitterness of the Lungu family? Some of you were even saying, no, they have been corrupted. How? How? No, Chavinga has corrupted them. How can Chavinga? Who is Chavinga? Who is Chavinga? Who is Chavinga? Chavinga, I mean, that guy talks, is a liar. He's like a simple twig. He's a nobody. I mean, how? Eh? So what interest really do you really think Makebi Zulu, I'm telling you, the guy is just something else. He's just something else. The South African government is tired of them. These courts, I'm sure, they are infuriated by this dishonesty of them. Going to court to say, no, we want to talk. And next, they hear, no, they have taken the case to the Concord. In the same judicial system. In the same South Africa. Hey. How Mandin. So, from my point of view, really, no matter how much they will fight, the Lungu family don't have grounds to stand on. And look, they have not saved on government yet. Why? It is because, you see, this is what they do. This is what they do. Even in Apanankane, even in a judgment, that's what they did. Before they could give documents to the Bakavesha, they spread it on social media first. Okay? There is an appeal, there is an appeal, there is an appeal. And Bakavesha withdrew to say, let's wait. Let's not push for the body. Because there is an appeal. They had not received the documents. At the end of the day, when they received the document, they realized that actually, the documents said notice of appeal and not an appeal. Because a notice of appeal does not stop the directives of the court. Notice of appeal. Until it is appealed. But because they were playing with the minds of the people, propaganda, and the minds of the government, they splashed it. There is an appeal. It is the same thing that they have done here. We have gone to the Concord, but the government has not yet still received the documents. Maybe by now, maybe that's when they have received it, but I was trying to check to see if the lawyers of the government have received, and they had not received. Why? Because, you know, they want to splash it on social media like the way they have done it. But all these are just tricks of Makebi Zulu, shameful tricks of Makebi Zulu. And at the end of the day, I mean, from my point of view, I don't see them succeeding. I don't see them succeeding. Look, those judges were sitting, 3 of them. 3 of them. Are you telling me now there will be other judges that will sit and look at this differently? How are they going to turn around the solid judgment of those 3 judges? How? I don't see it happening. The issue is, it is very clear that the Lungu family are so protective of the body. So protective. And you can see fear. They are doing everything they can. They are doing everything they can to protect the body. And the question is, why? Why? What is really about this body? What is really on this body? What is it? Because they are doing everything they can, everything in the book. Everything in the book. And even outside the book. Whatever. They are doing everything. what is with the body? What is really with this body? What is really with this body? Why are these people so much, and they are investing so much? Look how many people are talking on social media. Look how many people are talking on social media. So many people are talking about this Alakuli investment. Look how many people are flocking in South Africa. Have you seen? Have you seen how people are flocking in South Africa? They are going there. What is really going on? What is really going on? There is something bigger than just the family grieving for their loved one. No. There is something more than, no, a widow. A widow. Tayali, you are talking about a widow. There is something more. That's why me, I've refused. There is something more. I'm not going to be cooped in emotions of a widow grieving. No, I've refused to be cooped in the emotions of a widow. There is something much more here. There is something much more. And as you are doing all this, connected to that, ask yourselves, what is happening to PF? Or what's going to happen to PF? Because as we are doing all these things, have you realized that PF is on hold? Have you realized that PF is on hold? PF is on hold. PF cannot do anything. All they are doing is trooping to South Africa to go and hear this case. And Makebi Zulu is ruling. Makebi Zulu is now ruling. Makebi Zulu is the one in charge of PF. And Makebi Zulu, where has Makebi Zulu drawn the authority? Makebi Zulu has drawn the authority from the widow. The one who is truly in charge of PF now is by Esther Lungu. You should see, I'm going to post tomorrow, you should see how they stand up when Esther Lungu walks in. You know, when they are sitting in court, and Esther Lungu strategically comes in Kumalast. And when they walk in, do you see how they stand? You should see. I'm going to post one of those videos so that you see. You see how they stand up. He is the de facto president of PF now by Esther Lungu. And the vice is Makebi Zulu. PF is now in the hands of Esther Lungu. Makebi Zulu is the representative. She's talking through Makebi Zulu. Everybody else is running according to the orders of Esther Lungu through Makebi Zulu. It's Makebi Zulu is directing, okay, this way, okay, that way, okay, that way. And the ones that are going kamufi. Baleko kamufi. Oh, le lokulira nkade vai mabaya. Nobody is doing anything. 2 months down the line, Edgar Lungu is gone. But two months down the line, everything is frozen. PF cannot start talking of the replacement. They can't. They can't start planning whether they're going to have a convention or whatever. They can't. PF is stuck. And now you ask yourselves, suppose this case continues, I don't know, I didn't hear Makebi Zulu, but I read somewhere that Makebi Zulu is saying that even if it takes 10 years, we'll continue fighting. So if it takes 10 years fighting, then PF will be stuck. There will be no other leader. There will be no replacement. And who will be ruling in that time that they will be fighting? Because this case, it is clear from the Lungu family, they don't want it to end. So if they don't want it to end, what does it mean for PF? What does it mean? Vamdala were given Lubinda. Don't you think you are being played here? I like your loyalty, Vamdala were given Lubinda, but really, Vamdala, how long are you going to be played? But given Lubinda, how long are you? For how long are you going to be played? You are given. For how long are you going to be played? You are given. But given you were played by Edgar Lungu, when others were pushing in nomination fees to contest as presidential candidates, but given Lubinda, Edgar Lungu stopped you that no, don't participate. Don't participate. But you are a potential leader. You are one of the top leaders that can lead our country. If there are only four people that can rule Zambia at the moment, given Lubinda is among those 4 people. I have had issues with Given Lubinda. I've got my personal issues with Given Lubinda. But you know, whatever personal issues that I may have with Given Lubinda, when it comes to the nation, I must be patriotic. And I want to tell you here that Given Lubinda is one of the potential leaders that we have in our country. If I can mention 4 people or 3 people that can rule Zambia, Given Lubinda is one of those. Given Lubinda is highly experienced. And his performance, even when he was a member of parliament for Kabwata, is there for all to see. Is there for all to see. Kabwata was declared one of the most developed constituency. Kabwata was declared the most developed constituency in Zambia under the leadership of Given Lubinda. The constituency offices that she has dotted around the country, they were initiated by Given Lubinda. Given Lubinda really is a tested leader. Tested leader. But he has always been hindered by others. He has always been hindered by others. When Sata died, Guy Scott stood against him to say you can't be part of it because of the law and whatever. Anyway, that is another issue. But the law has been changed. And when there was an issue of, choosing somebody to take over from Edgar Lungu, you remember those is it my 200,000 they were paying. Given Lubinda was told by Edgar Lungu not to be part of it. Not to be part of it. Teti. Forget it. Those are not people. I mean, I can give you a lineup of leaders in Zambia and not just talking at from whatever. Talking with evidence. Given Lubinda stands far much ahead than most of these Tuma leaders that you are talking about. Far much ahead. Far much ahead. Anyway, he was stopped by Edgar Lungu. And even in this nonsense now, which is going on, you have seen how they are trying to elbow Given Lubinda. They are trying to elbow him. Given Lubinda, most of the times, has been sidelined because Given Lubinda, he comes from Western Province, and Western Province, they don't vote for us. So how can we put Given Lubinda? They elbow him on tribal lines. When it suits them, Given Lubinda is lousy. When it suits them, no, Given Lubinda is colored. When it suits them. And I'm saying this, Given Lubinda, I don't even talk to Given Lubinda. I don't. I am just saying this out of patriotism. Out of patriotism, because I love my country. And I may even have personal differences with somebody. Just like even Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema, I mean, look at me, I'm in exile. My family scattered. I am suffering. I am suffering. So on a personal level, really, I may not say nice things about Hakainde Hichilema in as far as I'm concerned. But when I look at my country as a patriot, I say the man is the best person to have as president at the moment. Yes, I've even said 2026, I would rather Hakainde Hichilema continues. But yes, this is the man that has caused me to be out here. But that is personal. Because in Ndechula, I cannot attribute it to the whole country to say, I must look at the nation, what is good for the country. So it's the same with Given Lubinda. And I'm talking about this because we need the opposition. We need the opposition. Democracy cannot thrive without the opposition, without a strong opposition. Plural politics is useless if we don't have opposition, if we don't have people that can truly stand toe-to-toe with the incumbent. Who can stand toe-to-toe with the incumbent at the moment? If not Given Lubinda, who at the moment can really stand up and make good arguments against Hakainde Hichilema? Who? There are very few. Lubinda is one of those. Lubinda is one of those. So, from my point of view, what I'm trying to tell you is that if you are Esther, Namakebi Zulu, they are denying the country the opportunity for a strong opposition. They are denying it. And unfortunately, by PF, by Given Lubinda, I'm talking about Given Lubinda because he's the acting president. He's the acting president. But surely by Given Lubinda, wherever you are sitting, do you feel as the acting president of PF? Do you feel as the acting president of PF? When you walk in that court, do you see people standing up the way they do for Esther Lungu? Do you? Who really should be giving instructions to the PF? Who? Right now, all instructions are coming from Makebi Zulu. In the name of the family, in the name of Esther Lungu. Our country is being denied the opposition. PF is the biggest opposition at the moment. PF has members of parliament. But all those members of parliament, they are ineffective if they don't have a leader, if they don't have a caucus where they are given direction on how they should proceed in parliament. If they are not able to sit and strategize how they are going to participate in the by-elections, if they are not going to sit and give a strong view when ECZ sits and give directives and make rules on how elections should be done, PF must be there. But PF is not there. PF is not effectively participating in national affairs. Instead, PF is busy attending to the cases of Edgar Lungu's funeral. That's what they're doing. That is the only agenda now. The whole propaganda of PF is all about Edgar Lungu, Edgar Lungu, Edgar Lungu. Is that right? Is that right? When are they going to replace Edgar Lungu? When? When this case keeps dragging on and they keep, bowing to Esther Lungu. Hey, when are you going to move on? When? It is not just about us. It is about also the nation. I'm talking about patriotism. Mao Sampa has gone to court. Mao Sampa has gone to court and is trying to undo what he did. Mao Sampa staged a convention. Out of that convention, he appointed Dingona, he appointed Chavinga, and afterwards, Fiapena, Mao Sampa was kicked out of PF itself. He was kicked out of PF. And now, Chavinga is in charge. And Mao Sampa has gone to court to say, no, that convention we had was fake. Can you annul it? He's asking the court to annul the convention that they had. And he's thinking that when he does that, then Chavinga will fall off. Unfortunately, from the way I see it, the selfishness of Mao Sampa and others has destroyed PF in that regard. Because even if they annul that, Chavinga will still be insisting to say, I'm the president. And it will be difficult for the court to annul that convention because Chavinga will be contesting to say, I'm the president. I will talk about that more later. But for now, I'm simply saying, these are some of the issues that PF would be dealing with. These are some of the issues that PF would be dealing with. But they are busy discussing Ichitumbi. They are busy trooping back and forth South Africa, back and forth. Surely, you can't see that uyumulembo wachipuba upwira muli tumfwe. You can't see that. Imwabena mundubile. You can't see that because you are the potential leaders that can take over. That can take over PF. Mundubile has really come out. A number of people, look at Mundubile as one of those that can take over. We have the big giants. The big giants is Mundubile, Given Luvinda. These are the giants in PF. But these two big giants, they are behaving like umulembo wachipuba upira muli tumfwe na vekala. Ifikala chimbui tefikale na maikata. If you are going to continue being engrossed in the emotions of Edgar Lungu's death, following by Esther Lungu, you are burying your political careers. Because remember, at the end of the day, you have got careers yourselves, individually. And if you can't see it, but Esther Lungu is taking away that career in you. He is taking it out before you realize. Number kwamba Christ and over my wow. Another one will come out. And you people who are the giants, who are the political giants in our country, you are busy following. Hey, by Esther. Hey, no, the widow. Hey, South Africa. You're wasting time. And lastly, I want to talk about this issue of Akaka Achan. Akaka, why me? Propaganda was all over. Hey, why me? Why me has been dissolved in acid? Hey, whatever. Today you have seen why me. You should have the shame for the lies that you created. You should have the shame for the lies that you created. And I said it here, that these people you like to kill on social media, they usually resurface. You killed GBM here. Hey, GBM is dead. Hey, GBM is dead. GBM was shown to the public, and GBM uyo na wale moneka kona South Africa, which is a little bit, unfortunate. Sometimes some of these things, I must say, as one of those people that was talking about GBM release by GBM, after these kind of things, you need to be careful in the way that you play your politics. You need to be very careful in the way that you play with your politics. You know, you can't, after that pardon, you know, and then within a few months, you are seen or you are heard as being part of the Mingalato. It's not very good. And I say this, I make these remarks on Mamdalava GBM because we have got people that are inside. And we want to advocate for those people to say, please, pardon them, pardon them. But if you people who are being pardoned, you are turning out now to be reinforcing, you know, the propaganda, you to be reinforcing the opposition to the government, it might be very difficult now for us to advocate for others. We have got people in there that may genuinely need the pardon of the president. But if those that we are speaking for are quickly going out and joining in the Mingalato, that is trying to discredit the government, that is trying to discredit our country, you are making it difficult for those that are inside. You are making it difficult for us. Because even me, I'm like in prison. But the moment you are given, you know, that clemency, and you start joining forces with people like Benamakebi Zulu, I think it is not good. I think we should think twice. We should not be selfish. We should not be selfish. Anyway, but GBM is out. But you are saying that GBM is dead. But GBM is out. There are so many people that you have come up, and you want to use this excuse to say, no, it is because we were talking. That is why these people are coming out. I am sure those who are busy fabricating lies on why me, they want to claim that it is because they spoke. It is because they issued these alarming statements. These, what is the word? Inflammatory statements. Okay? You feel that no, because we issued those inflammatory statements, that's why me has come. I am sure that is what they are saying on their platform. They are busy now saying, because we did this, because we said he has been killed, because that's why he has come out. I don't know how you think. I don't know how you think. Because those very statements would have costed that guy. Those very statements would have costed that guy. Those statements that you were issuing would have costed that guy. If the government of Hakainde Hichilema was a shrewd, clinical government, those very statements would have caused that guy to go. That guy would have disappeared. Why? Because, to start with, you were busy talking about, no, he was abducted and whatever. Who had the evidence? Who had the evidence? Who had the evidence? Who had the evidence? No, judges, lawyers went to court. Even if they went to court to summon the Inspector General of Police, what evidence did they have? Would you have produced the evidence that this guy was abducted? Where you can't even tell us where was he abducted. You can't even tell us where he was staying. There is no evidence. You had no evidence whatsoever. You could have gone anywhere, but you had no evidence. And the Zambian government had no obligation whatsoever to account for why me. They had no obligation. They had no obligation because, I mean, they were looking for him. They will simply say, we are looking for him as well. Tell us, where is he? Tell us, where did he go? So, mune tolo wapona. because that guy would have disappeared and none of you would have had a shred of evidence. Because you had no idea where was he staying, where. What evidence did you have that he was abducted? You didn't have. What evidence did you have that this YME was in the hands of government? What evidence did you have? You had no evidence whatsoever. So, you coming out in the manner that you were doing, the government would have thought twice to say, no manga tuamufumia, you know, ngatuamulekelela tumufumia futi. I mean, these people with what they are saying and whatever, bala moneka big. The government would have thought like that. The better out, and you would have even stopped talking about this guy. You would have even stopped talking about this guy. You would have stopped. For how long would you have been talking about him? And you would have been saying he has disappeared. He ran away. He ran away. He was on social media saying, I am out here. Zikta te tunjikate. Hakainde te tunjikate. He was there. So, government really, a government that is shrewd, you would have not seen a thread of that guy. You would have not seen a shred of that guy. You wouldn't have seen anything. As much as I'm in exile, because really, people disappear. In broad daylight. And you never hear of them again. What about a guy that has disappeared? A guy that is boasting that is out of the country, is out of reach of government. What about such a guy? What about such a guy? So, when you come on social media and trying to boast, trying to take credit, some of the things that the advocates that you do, you are only lucky we have a government that is Christian. Because this is being Christian. This is being Christian. I'm telling you. I also want to become president, but this kind of nonsense myself. No. Apa, ndikateka. Ishamivepe. If you want, don't even vote for me. Don't even vote for me, because this kind of nonsense, I will not take it. When I will be ruling Zambia, I will not take nonsense. Because this nonsense, wasting so much time, making propaganda, it takes the country backwards. It takes the country backwards. You paint the country in a bad light in public. You make the country look bad, and yet the country is not as bad. So this kind of nonsense. No, not me. Not me. Keep this video. When I will be campaigning, because there will be a time when I will be campaigning to say, now I want to be president. I want you to come and use this video and tell people to say, Tayali said that if he becomes president, there will be no nonsense. I want you to come and tell people. I want you to come and tell people at that moment when I will be ready. Tell them that Tayali said there will be no nonsense. And indeed there will be no nonsense. This nonsense. Fimusemuka pa social media. Mlesemuka. I'm telling you. So no. Because we talked, who are you? Who are you? Because we talked, because who are you? What consequence do you have? What consequence do you have And even when we are talking here on social media, we should not exaggerate, we should not inflate our influence or our effect on the country, especially on a government. Especially on a government. Trust me, all these things, even what is happening in South Africa, it is a decent government that we have. It is a decent government that we have. You think these other leaders, you know, even in the region, even this tall man, this top president that we have in one of the countries, that tall man, the most, have you seen, I mean, let me just mention, have you seen how Rwanda is developing? Have you seen how Rwanda is clean and everything? Why? Because there is discipline. Discipline is very important. Discipline is very important. Rwanda is the way it is because there is discipline there. You don't mess around in Rwanda. You don't go. Do you see Rwandese, you know, coming on social media? Where, Kagame, where? Because they are in London. Do you see Rwandese because they are in Britain and then they start standing up? Do you see? Do you see them? Because Kagame is clinical. Kagame does not tolerate nonsense. He doesn't tolerate nonsense. And sometimes you need to be strong to put things in order. And in say, I mean, I'm a Democrat and everything, but you know, discipline is very important. Even Panganda, your children, you are reckless with your children. You are negligent of your children. You don't produce good children, good adults. You don't. You don't. Some of us, I mean, we do like this on social media, but our children, they know. They know that they have to be disciplined. Why don't you see my children coming here, twerking, when? You don't see my children twerking on social media. You don't see them. I may not be with them, but I'm very much assured that you won't see my children twerking on social media. No. Discipline is very important. If a child is supposed to be in school, he's supposed to be in school, not twerking. If a child is supposed to be at working, he's supposed to be working. All my children, they know discipline is very important. Discipline is very important. Number mu Zambia. Awe. Today mutashaka in the Ichilema because really, even Edgar Lungu was not good like this. I don't know what would have happened to this Why Me. If Why Me was behaving the way he's behaving against Edgar Lungu, I don't know what would have happened. I can give you an example. A good example is this CR1. What happened to CR1? What happened to CR1? What happened to that priest that Katushingani? You remember that there was a priest in Chipata. Remember how many people were deported under PF? How many people were deported under PF? Even when Edgar Lungu was Home Affairs Minister, how many people were deported? Because they were speaking against PF. Imagine. So, I think haka inde Ichilema really ni mutasha pari Why Me. Ukisafia Why Me kumtola kokoti. Mule tolo wapona. Trust me. This is not something that you should start jubilating to say, hey, we have done this, we have done this. This is where you kneel down and pray to say, okay, we have a good president. Yes, I'm in exile myself because, I mean, that is on me. They have got their own issues. But really, that Why Me to come out, hey, our Ubet Angel, there are a number of people that were deported, taken out. But for Hakainde Ichilema, how many have you seen being wanted out of the country? Because he's now 4 years. How many people have you seen being wanted out of the country? Eh? So, apa, mule mutasha uyaka in the Ichirem. Mule mutasha. Of course, with me it's another case. But there will come a day when I will be able to complain. There will come a day when I will be able to complain. But really, mwalichilamo. You are really messing our country. And as much as I'm in exile, but when I see what you write, the lies that you write, no, he's going to Livingston every day. He's going to Livingston. He's meeting the police. Those lies. Some of these lies, and there are people that believe, they feel good. There is so much propaganda, so much lies being spoken against our country. So much. But these are things that affects us. Because what we say about our country has an effect on the reputation of our country. Yes, we may have our own issues. Even me have my own issues. But we can't destroy our country just because of our personal frustrations. We shouldn't destroy our country. We are destroying our country. So for me, Monekoyu, Awe is an evidence that baka in the Ichile, because baka in the Ichile, Mangavali kwati ma presidents avanti makoko. Because na muli Chiluva, I was there muli Chiluva. Muli wakaunda for sure. You can't have that. Muli Chiluva, even muli Chiluva, to akwata kwa democracy. Muli Chiluva na momuine. You wouldn't be messing around like that. I won't talk about Mwanawasa because most of the part of Mwanawasa's leadership, I was out of the country. Then we have RB. Of course, RB I won. But then PF itself. Ukutampa fere basatabali ko na ba Edgar Lungu bali ni ba minister. Then ba Edgar Lungu ba take over, especially when ba Edgar Lungu took over. Especially when Lungu took over. You think you can mess around like that? Look how they were treating some of us. But me, I want to tell you, discipline is very important. Discipline is very important. If you are going to take it casually at whatever, I'm telling you, what we say on social media, what a number of these people, don't underestimate the power of fools when acting together. Don't underestimate the power of fools when they're acting together. There is no country that allows people to just be so careless. Not even America. Why did we have Snowden? Why? Even in America, yes, you see the balamona. Because sometimes, yes, you shoot my video, we are like to kind of Trump and whatever, balamona. But people with influence, they don't just let them be and just talk anyhow. Don't think that America has got, absolute freedom. No. You don't just mess around in America and just talk anyhow. No. You are just fabricating lies. Lies against the president. Lies. Anyway, Nalanda-san. Are there people that want to give me a call to ask anything? You can give me a call. You can give me a call, Bane. Yeah, you can give me a call. For what you want to say. Not on this line. This line is not a line. Hello? I don't use this line for my broadcast. There's a line that I use. If you look on the screen, you will see it. I don't use this line. Yeah. I love my country. Me, I'm a patriot. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. Mr. Chilufya Tayali, I've been following you very well. And your analysis is very good. But I have one issue, yes. But I'll present my issue in a diplomatic way. Hello?
Yes. Can you move away
Yes.
from the other phone, because we are having a feedback. So move away and just speak in the phone. Don't use a loud whatever. Don't put loud, normally.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. So I was saying that I will give you a scenario. For example, you have a neighbor in the compound, yes, and then that neighbor is having a domestic conflict, okay, and then they come to you as a neighbor to seek refuge in your house. As they come to your house, they come with a fridge, for example, or a cooker. So now, as they come to your house, you as the owner of that house, when resolving the matter, for example, if your matter is seeming to be beyond your powers, what would you do in your case? Should you hold on to the family to resolve the dispute independently, or you not remove the fridge not until that conflict is resolved? Because what I can see is that if I was the owner of that house,
Sorry,
and
my
when
brother,
I see that things are getting worse.
My brother, can you just go to the point?
Hello?
What are you talking about? Stop talking analogies, because your analogy is not really making so much sense. So just to speak to the issue. What is your issue? Speak to the issue. Don't bring in those analogies. They are just confusing me. What is your issue?
The issue is this. Okay, the issue is this. I'm thinking that the struggle in South Africa, or the angles in South Africa, is that maybe the issue is very big, such that if I'm the neutral person, I'm speaking to this part, I'm also speaking to the other part to make this issue look smart. Meanwhile, I have an upper hand in the same situation. Don't you think so?
You are not straight, my brother. You are not straight. I really couldn't get what the young man was trying to say. Really, I couldn't get it. I didn't get his point. Yeah. And those of you who are watching me on TikTok, and if you want to participate, the number is in my bio. If you go to my profile, you will see the number there. The number is in the bio. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Tayali. You're speaking to Vanamwava. I hope you remember me.
You know, I've got Vanamwava, a very special woman in Kitwe. So when you say Vanamwava, immediately the image that comes is of this lady that I have, a very beloved lady in Kitwe. But anyway, I'm sure you're not the one, because so remind me.
Okay. Okay, Mwava, I won't say Mwava K, you helped my son go for his father's funeral or something like that. I think you remember me now.
Ah, yes. Now I do. Okay, I do.
Okay, so Tayali, my contribution today is, the Lungu family are sort of embarrassing us so much. Whatever steps that they're taking and whatever it is that they want this country, the Zambia, to go to, it's very embarrassing because it's not just ending with them. They're not thinking about Zambia and the future of our country. They're very selfish people. And what kind of a wife would let her husband be in the mob for that long?
Imagine, sure.
It's so unacceptable. For me, if my husband died today, believe me, I'd say, let's bury him and let's move ahead. So they're keeping him, all because maybe they want to get asylum. Does that mean that they're never gonna come back to Zambia at any point? And mostly I would say, because that's the sense they should put Zambia in front. Zambia is bigger than them. They are not the only people that have lost loved ones. Everybody has lost someone loved at one point in time. So their love they're just being selfish.
Yeah.
No. The sooner they dropped all this, the better for their country.
Sure. Thanks very much, Banamwaba. Na totela sana.
Call me back, Tayali, when everything is done. It will be between us. I think this comes after.
Okay, I will.
Please do.
I will definitely call you after. Hello. Hello. Yes. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Tayali. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Okay, I'll ask you here Livingston.
Okay. Katushinga na uwika palaudi taile mfika bwino sana. Maybe if you speak direct into the phone, it would help. Hello?
I'm speaking loud, that's all.
Yeah, remove it so that
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Tayali, I'm following your program here. Yeah, I think if there was someone who can directly advise, I'm looking at 2 points that you've raised on your discussion. There's one for the funeral, Esther. If there's someone who can just directly, like the way you are talking, who can advise the family to say this what they're doing is not a good thing. Honestly, it's not a good thing. It's just dragging the country. And then the other point that you raised, Mr. Tayali, was about the president being so tolerant. He's just too tolerant, to be honest. Yes, we as much as we are supporting the president of Zambia, now the problem is that just too tolerant, because you see this kind of behavior that Nwaimi is doing is not a good thing.
No.
He has to be a little bit tough.
It's too much. Come on.
Like example the example that you gave it to Rwanda. Rwanda, there's no nonsense. I'll be honest with you. There's no nonsense. Rwanda and also Zimbabwe as well, our neighbor here. There's no nonsense like this social media people are doing on the social media in Zimbabwe. They can't tolerate such nonsense, to be honest. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, Mr. Tayali.
Thank you very much. No, it's, we are not encouraging ruthlessness. We are not encouraging dictatorship. But there must be a balance. Democracy and discipline. There must be a balance. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Good evening, Mr. Tayali.
Good evening. I'm always delighted to hear a female voice.
Yeah. And I'm wanting to talk about something and I'm trying to manage.
Good. Now I don't know if you are speaking on loud because we are seemingly like not so clear. So maybe if you speak directly,
Okay.
like we are just talking, you and I.
All right. Okay.
Yes, we can
So,
hear you.
Mr. Tayali. Okay, this is Cindy from Chipata.
You know, that name, I remember a Cindy from Mufrila. Yeah, when I was teaching at Utondo Secondary School, I had this girl called Cindy. And she was called Cindy Chilufya, by the way. Anyway, Cindy Chilufya, wherever you are, I greet you. This lady has reminded me of you. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I never Chilufya Tayali, and I just want to appreciate you for the good work that you are doing, because some of us didn't know like whatever has been happening in the country, but because of this program, our eyes have been opened. And I think you'll be a very good leader for us.
No, thank you very much. You know, that's why I'm not feeling very well, Cindy, but you know, I forced myself to sit here and explain because, you know, there is too much lies. People are lying a lot in our country. And so somebody has to tell people the truth. It's not about I'm gaining anything. I'm not gaining anything. I'm just but just want people to understand what is going on. Because
Sana. Otherwise, that's all that I wanted to say. Have a good night and hope you're recovering well.
No, Cindy, you have made my night. I appreciate your call. You have reminded me of my my Cindy in those days. Yeah, thank you very much, Cindy. And you have a very beautiful baby.
Good night.
You have a very beautiful baby. This is your baby, I can see, huh?
Yeah. Yes.
Very beautiful. God bless her.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Matayali.
I'm so delighted. Today, can you imagine I've got 3 ladies in a row? Oh, it's a blessed day. I'm telling you, it's a blessed day. I mean, abantu balanje batu waitemwa bana kashawo chachili na alibatemwa because women really I mean, without women, where would the world be? Eh? Where would the world be?
Without women, imagine.
We need women. Women make life better. Hey, now please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay. All right. My contribution is just to say that Esther, balifuirwa abalume. Leko bafuirwa abalume nangu alipata omuntu shani.
You know?
You cannot keep a person in the mortuary for 3 months just because of you hate one person.
Imagine. Eh?
It doesn't work like that. I have lost a husband before. I know how it is. Because what we want is just to bury your husband, just for him to rest. That's why if you don't make it a party, there is something that they are hiding. It's either Lungu Tawafwa or they are just hiding something. Because all the reasons they are giving are not making sense.
Imagine. Eh?
Besides that, Zambia is the president of Zambia. The HH has tried. Then that's why the part of HH don't want the HH. Zambia does not only consist of HH, but HH is a president.
Imagine. Eh?
That's what we never know the show. The entire Zambia, if they really love the Zambian government, the Zambian people, and they still want to be in the opposition, or they still want to come back,
nga balitwala abantu bose abantu abalalira ku Zambia balelolera ekitumbi ky'abalungu kuba tebakayeshiika. They should have listened to the people, but they don't want to do that. So katuishi mwanzi nine na abampa pushamwe ilende papa fiefile chitika, because no matter how much you hate a person, you cannot keep a person in the mortuary. But now na ba skeleton. Imagine. What would you call that? How Chimochinefe, because now was skeleton, that's why they kept it. Lume, you know, mpaka wawa skeleton. Yeah. Muna ndu wako wati, kama belief ya wonabo. Tafipusane na waesta. Tafipusane. And in Gefumwalanda, you have made a very good point to say, ngana ufuilwa. Takuwa no kwata maka ya kwatu, tampu no kula tarikana na abantu. Ule imore yana kukoti. Kwa koti. Wasamba wa yaka na mkoti. No, you can't do that. No. And besides that, Tayali, abantu balakwate Milandu, but yet she was a former first lady. Immediately the new government came in, bamuna tibala tuwala kukota abantu, nga bali ya kunkula fye, mwe bantu tuwa papa, tatuelele niko. Yeah. I'm sure the president would have no, surely. I totally agree, because Akainde Ichlem has been saying this. He has actually said it. We can look at these things, but after, we cannot be discussing it into tend to shake it, then we can look at these things. And I'm very sure Ngefine Mwalanda, as a former first lady, he would have listened to whatever please that he would have listened. He's human. Yes. Above all, he's human. Yes. No, thank you very much, my sister. Thank you. All right, Papa. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
This is Delight Mutare, coming from Italy.
Okay. From?
But here, today, I'm happy that you finally hammered the hammer on the head nail. The question is, Nishibare is pretty bold. Conditions, but what is it with the body? So, a question on three for question. Ni feel very body, ni feel pamoja. Otherwise, the sweat thing is here for a question is what is it with the body?
No, thank you, my brother.
Thank you, Ashkia.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. President.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm okay, my brother.
No, thank you, my
I lost that caller. Hello? Hello?
Hello, is that Mr. Chilufya Tayali?
Yes, it is. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Very nice. A very good voice. Do you sing? Are you a singer?
No, I don't. Do I today?
Voice ya kwati mule mputi mwaimba wino sana yu.
Awe teti. Natinande kwawe ine mwandini. You know, issue it is really exhausting, people.
You know?
It is very exhausting, especially for Fuiruapo. It's like she has taken us back. You know, we are stressed out because I remember when my husband passed away, I had to beg family members. I begged them. I said, you know what? If there's anything, can we bury my husband? Then everything else will come up later.
You see? That's what
because I just thought having and you know, I'm abroad, but we had to source money. First I tushe, then later on, fikon kepo.
You see?
So it is really stressing us from our widows who are what we just don't feel comfortable of what is going on. Ababa nakashibali kosa. I don't know I don't know. It is exhausting.
Mulaba munanga bale ngaba kukoti. Mulaba muna mukoti ngana vekala.
Inendere. Yeah, well. It is exhausting. Me, I would breathe ngala la tusha elefia shala njipisheni afwile shani what happened na londolola ngakutwala na kuma kotelo twatwala na nishale tusha
not anymore
mochari kwa na ulala ubushiku uletontoka ya tumu no bali mochari twala la shani
nimwe
we umwali talalisha mudia which is exhausting. It's not right. It is stressing me out.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm quiet.
Okay, bye. Thanks. Bye.
And surely this is what I've been talking about. You know, people are saying widow. A widow, really? I mean, which widow conducts herself in this manner? Eh? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So actually, I just want to contribute because I'm a student here in South Africa. Yeah, and then sometimes when maybe you go to a conference and you say I'm from Zambia, then people will be like, what is happening in your country? Like why do you want to buy a president here?
You see, that's what they are telling you.
So sometimes it's kind of embarrassing even to say like I'm from Zambia because people will be asking you like what is happening with your country? Why can't you buy a president in your country? Like why do you want to buy him in a foreign land? So now it's like being a Zambian in a foreign country. It's a bit of embarrassing at the moment because of this issue which they are failing to resolve. So I just want to say thank you, I think, for bringing this light to us. I mean, because some of us maybe were busy with school and other things, and we failed to follow these programs maybe online during the court cases, and when we have time at 20 hours, we know like, okay, yeah, let's go and listen to Mr. Tayali now. He will try to educate us. So I really hope the president will be buried in Zambia and there will be a solution which they will come up with. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to be buried here. Now, you can't be so proud like I'm a Zambian when you're in a foreign land because it's kind of, the questions people will be asking you like what is happening, like why can't they just resolve this issue? Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hello, President Mulibwanji.
Bueno, Mulibwanji.
Hello?
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 Yes, please.
Hello?
Hello, we can.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
Okay. Okay, Minevo, just call me as Vana
Mudiokela. I am blessed today. My phone calls are crowded by women. I am so happy today. Nalala wino. Shafruke nala kashmandilero.
Tayali. Inende fasyo kumistasha. Ine Johnson Ganavuka, because of the time difference, I have to look for you.
and see all the updates that you put, because Mulavike, if you are mano, that contribution and that's one second much on that sense. And people are not seeing between the lines. It could also be that lawyer who's perceived to have never lost a case. He has seen everything. He has seen the underwriting on the wall. So what he has advised, probably, kweba titieni mulanchira ngenda abantu tapalioko muleya. Nomba bantu bali beresho kutta spread yubufi. Bafi fulunganya bafi fulunga bafi kwala mumbi bafi rosha mumbi. You know, when you really want to hear something, another side of the story, you will always want to hear what you want to hear. But otherwise, kiachibake clear, na ngoyi nalo ndola kamuli bwino na mufita na fyabo. It could be, there are two ways here. It's either or, but it could also be that na abachita advise ukweba ati apa mu Africa lanshanye enifie. So inepo na perera pano penende kwa afyo kumitasha sana. No kumitela kuri vale sage inokweza ati Joseph wenu chusha mumubiri wenu vale sabeka tepo mupole mube filafine ba mipangire tapabe chayansha kuri lesa.
Amen, amen indeed.
Na tote la sana pali tionse aiko no kunenuka yonse kwali abantu abafe in opposition for our critics, but we have to be focused in what we are doing. You are doing a tremendous job. Uama tui ale tolapo ushefo kumfualo wakwe. Mkwaina tote la sana.
Thank you.
May God bless you.
Thank you, Bana Muliokela. What do you mean by Okay. No, le sofrava. Le sala pela onse. Le sala pela onse. Ule no wasangati angoi. Waisa sangati alisenda mochina.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay,
bye-bye.
Hello?
Batari mawomben.
Bueno, Mawabashan.
Bueno. First of all, I want to tell these people who live abroad, while they would come Zambia, but they are important to distinguish Zambia and neutralize against the government. Anyone who wants to fight the government, they should come back in Zambia. We fight together so that the government in the airport, some others, not keep a Facebook with business, some kind of government, you are there. No.
Hey.
No, the other thing you are telling is, Vapi Equava and our Lungu family, they have two services in South Africa. Church services, the Iava Lungu. Our Archbishop of Banda so. The body was not there. My question is, was HH there? The HH was not there, but the body was not there. What is it that these people, family, they are hiding about that body?
The body was not there, but HH was not there. Hey, so Chilishani,
yes.
HH was not there. Why did they bring the body?
Yes. They are saying we can't come to Zambia because HH will be present. Okay, fine. What about those Nimatu services there in South Africa? HH was not present. But why was the body not present?
Mnangufisha mwina mwe bantu imwe.
There is something about family that I feel about the body here. And then I leave it for the family to answer the Maketi. Good night.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I want people can think. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Is this Mr. Tayali?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Mr. Tayali feeling very good. Now,
Chungu Mkwai.
I am quiet.
Nechungu, USA.
Okay.
I've only got 2 comments. Ukuyidishanya kwa number 1. Like all the other ladies who have spoken before me, is kuiwa mayoba Esther. If wana mayo fetu mfafio, umunobe nganalwala panganda. You can't breathe, you can't eat. Now upepata ukwetena maka because you are just hoping that umunobe abe wino. But to actually think that her spouse is lying in the morgue and she's able to live an everyday life as though nothing has happened.
No kulia valeria.
Day in. No kulia balia bamina.
Hey, imagine.
Bala na nobu shikuba fimba mobulanga tumunobe ali mu morgue. She's a very wicked person. Okay nangu lupato. Lupato wamsango shani.
Imagine.
Because one, you watch ulingira wala ndila kwa mnobe. Yes, tamwale mfwana. Mwelele niko. Inepano leo shere na lombo bwelelo. Lekeni tumushike tukonka nyepo. What happened to blessed are the peacemakers?
Imagine.
Iwe lupato fya muyayaya. We. Elo nishna bonse wa bashungulu wike. Bonse babe tontonka nyefefu mofine kwena. No, because some of these things too are that you know what? We will deal with it as a family. I have made up my mind to alaya ku Zambia. Chive.
Exactly.
To alaya kufiso venga to afike.
Chive.
Trust me, yes. Bakate kate na mayampanga kweba tudia ake setu kesamulangisha. No. Na bantu bonse kutubame babe mini na kokte awe baisa bebe balele niko
sana fie
batawo mutima waba nifi okushininkisha inati mitima shale na Zambia shali bipaso. This is so bad. Number 2, ifo fwe baikala kunse nangu kweba titulera ndilako abena Zambia nabashala tulebika mu muchinshi pakulanda na bakateka.
You know?
Uyu musalula abayiche bakwete pakulanda na bakateka. Who raised it? Kateka fi wachalo wingala yebatuko kwinyoko. How?
Imagine.
No. Isentu kwa teaka tina. Lero tulela ndati tule pepa. Let our deeds speak for ourselves. Nangu ni batata panganda bushoto ingalalanda na beno musalula fidia. How ichena na chichila? Can there be order, please?
Just because we are outside.
Can you imagine?
You know, even me,
musalula na uchila.
Even me, who am exile, you don't hear me insult the president like that. I don't, and I'm even in opposition. I'm even a politician.
Exactly.
Politician. No, but social media. How one deny
musalula na uchila, my brother. Musalula na uchila. Tukwato kuichefia, tukwato kuichema. Awe na apela.
Na totela sana bankashian. Na totela sana. You have made very good points. Thank you. Hello?
Hello.
Today it's just, I don't know. I think, God, I don't know what God should do to me tonight. It's a day for women. I'm really glad. Please, go ahead.
Mwalala, we know, like,
Sana,
we know, like you say.
awe sana fidelo chafuruke n'abakashivandireto lero nalala.
You really have to miss your wife though.
Yes, of course. No, I mean my wife. She's good, and I just hope that she will not be wicked when I die. Also.
Oh, I know. But I just wanted to say I'm happy you're feeling good. You're feeling better.
Yes.
Hello. In front of your plan. I think but yabareti nakyo kubwera ku Zambia. That's why right now bakakatira ku kitumbi. Bareti no kubwera. So they can't even send the body. They can't send the body back with somebody else. So now the only option they have is to just keep the body over there. That's why what else could it be?
Yeah.
Because they really feel like
yeah. But from your point of view, my sister, do you really think President Hakainde Hichilema would be so difficult to forgive those people? What do you think? Speak.
I mean, but he's done that with the others like Bakambwili. You know, the guy is not feeling good, but
he's inside.
He still sent him to jail. So he would really go after them. Even though he's a good guy, but he still would go back. He would still go after them.
Aye. And
yeah.
But so what should we do? What do you think we should do under the circumstances?
I mean, for me, I just feel like I mean, at the end of the day, as much as we would want him to be buried to Zambia, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to be quite honest, Nina, I really would want him to be buried to Zambia, but it's too much.
You know? Yeah.
You know, we all just need a break from this craziness. We all need it.
Thanks very much.
Maybe the government should just give it up. It's not that important now, but what can for? You know, it won't bring him back. Now, Zambia, South Africa. They can still have a memorial memorial park. They can still have this, they can just have a memorial with his name on there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ocean, they don't retrieve their bodies. But what a memorial. You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my sister. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hi, Tayali. I finally.
Hi. Yes, you finally got through.
Yes, I finally got to you. Can you hear an echo?
Well, we can hear you clearly. You can go ahead. We can hear you clearly.
Okay. Okay, I'm talking to you while looking at the screen, looking at you.
You see? I look better, don't I?
I'm calling. Yeah, greetings from California.
California. I've got a good friend there in California. I like him so much. Mr. Kalambata.
Wonderful. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know Mr. Kalambata?
I know him.
Oh, yes. He's a very good friend of mine. And the next time you talk to him, you should say, Mr. Tayali is greeting you and he appreciates you.
He's probably listening to you.
Please go ahead.
All right. So first of all, the first point is I want to congratulate you on being a self-made lawyer. The majority of us come to your podcast to interpret things legal. So on that one, you're on point, and we're very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
So you really make I think you're just the only politician in Zambia that is objective.
I try
you
as
tend
much
to
as I
discuss
can.
matters. without insulting, which these other people are 100 miles behind. You know, they're yet to catch up with you.
Thank you.
And then the other, coming to the lawyer, the recently hired South African lawyer to represent the Lungus. You know, good lawyers don't pick up on bad cases because that would end up looking bad on their resume. So what I see this lawyer trying to do is actually, I think he's trying to make a name for himself by probably him being the one that's going to settle this issue. The Lungus might be thinking that he's in to fight for them, but he's actually in to put them in their place.
Yeah.
That's what I see here, because at the end of the day, he's not going to go against what the majority of the people in his country want done to Mr. Lungu. I mean, you have movements like Dudula right now that are up in arms.
Yes.
They don't want foreigners in hospital.
Yes.
Why would that lawyer have an edge to return or to fight for the case? To have Mr. Lungu buried in South Africa. So I see him coming in as an intermediary, somebody that's going to be the person that's going to kind of like settle this issue, and at the same time advise the family to do it, you know, the right way, not for the, because they may end up being humiliated. Yeah, and then my last point is that when, let's say, they agree on the barrier and everything, well, let the body come to Zambia, and since they don't want the president to have anything to do with it. If I were President Hichilema, I would just have the family and the military bury Mr. Lungu. Yeah, that's what I would do. And that way, make it a private. Besides, Kuba Lungu, for one to attend the funeral, you have to be invited. You don't want to force matters anyway. So I would rather really, yes, have the body of Lungu repatriated to Zambia, but have the military and the family buried in a private ceremony. If they could come to that, you know, I mean, at this point, I don't know which president of what country would want to come to that funeral anyway. Anyway, so
no, thank you very much, my dear. Thank you. Yeah. And you see, today, ladies have been calling and they have been making so much sense. You know, look at the way they are flowing with their points. You know, point by point. How have Nakashi? Kutiba take amwe? Hello? Hello?
Watali.
Yes, sir.
Mabomba shani.
Wino from Mabombe 9.
Bueno. Watali tawatetea sana. And this time, I'm supporting you.
Yeah, this time because you are because I agree with what you want. I'm saying what you want. If I'm saying something opposite,
no.
You would have been saying, you have been paid, hired mouthy. Hey, Mushani one. Anyway, go ahead, my brother.
You know what, because of Maniland Findrich Mano. Because we are very much disappointed in our president, myself proclaimed at my president. Abo compete with the HH. Kweba tubaleta support kitika kweba even to acknowledge kweba toketa na sense because nga nani kani nga malolesha, let's say tulandoka batubashikire ku South Africa and batefeonse ku South Africa wona bakwata na Zambia and bena ngeva aliponga chali shani kutubala bashani so balelanda vifindu vyako kwebati tapali tetufilekena development mu country and mwala sasa ngokwebati ngomuleta support kwana kali mutambuishirwe bonse febonse mulelo lishamufo tamushirwe mwala loba that's why this time reform muntu wakwebati ungashita compete ama ideas na government because tekwisa mkulanda vepai tribalism abantu balifuma kwefa tribalism tekwisa mkulanda efindu vyakwebati for te develop kulanda for example ba government balesha mataba tabalingire basha mataba kutwala kumbi the reason why tabalingire basha mataba kutwala kumbi wapela ma reason azuleta compete with the current government then ukulalanda ma hate speech ukulalanda findicated twale development Zambia same as nani kane ba Esther Lungu na tumona baline chidilo batabaline chidilo eba libize foto bali na makoti na bakosana kukosa but bali tulango kwebati bali lila mama nate all those things so fida flesa mofie tulangisho kwebati ili achino wafa the reason why government ilelu isho kwebati balete munomini kuli abaita abaleyisa kontai abaleyisa konoma balingire bamono kwebati okay this is our memorial park or this is their Edgar Lungu this is Kaunda this is what this is called even the time when you become a president but Chilufya Tayali again at least mwala tashani mwala isa mkuu take msende findu ifutafilingiro ukuba so otherwise for this I can appreciate you and mulelanda fefintu fili in a direction in a good direction muletulango kwebati okay this is how things supposed to be we should not just agree anyhow just because of mlisha mubali tashari no because you want to become a president and what you are telling possible you'll be the president of this country I can assure you that nababa kwebati ama president basirilo kwabe nali kalawa but so I think Mr. Tayali will be the president.
I will be. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. Hello? Ukuteka tukateka kwena. Ukuteka. Tukateka one day. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Tayali. It is
hi.
It is great to see you. Hello?
Hello, yes.
Hi, Mr. Tayali. It's great to see you in good health. In fact, God for really help.
Yes. I'm getting much better. I'm getting back to myself. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for your prayers.
Thank you. Now, coming to the issue of the Lungus, Zimbabwe. Here, the previous caller mentioned that they had checked the killer service from Mr. Lungu in South Africa twice. But nobody saw the coffin for Mr. Lungu, but saw the body for Mr. Lungu. From the way I look at things, I think this is not a film, but it's a political propaganda.
My sister,
I
hello?
think this could be planned.
Hello? Is your phone on loudspeaker? Because we are missing some words. Maybe if you could speak direct into the phone, it would help.
Oh, yes. Okay. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, it's much clearer now.
Thank you. So I was saying, coming to the funeral for our former president, it is clear that we don't think this is a funeral so far. Because looking at what is happening, it looks like maybe this could be the plan B that Mr. Lungu mentioned last year. There have been 2 funerals so far, church services in South Africa, and the body was never brought to the church so that people can see him. And yet, President HH was not there. That is, if we take it that the issue is that they don't want President HH to be near the coffin. Okay? But now, they're saying they still don't want to bring the body here because President HH will come here. The coffin. It's not making sense. It looks like this could be plan B. They don't want to come to Zambia because they know they don't have a body to bring to Zambia. That could be the truth. They are looking at what is happening. There's no one who can allow the husband to be in the mortuary for this long because there was one person that he hated and they don't want that person to come near the funeral or near the coffin. It's not making sense. Yeah, so this could be a political agenda that they are driving. That's the reason why when the funeral was announced, you saw Nakachinda going to South Africa Broadcasting, starting saying hate speech against HH. So it's like they just want to destroy the reputation of the country. You know, the objective is just to alarm people so that they can stand up and fight against HH for him to come off the seat. Not that there's a funeral. We don't think there's a funeral here.
Thank you very much, my
If
sister.
they think there's a funeral, let them show us the body for ECL. Then we'll...
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. There is no funeral because we haven't seen the body.
No.
Hello. Niva Madero Sugar.
Hello. Yes. Ndume Andy.
Yo, Madero Sugar pomwaba.
Epona ndume Andy na pepa na cha ndume Andy kwa kumandini lesa mwandini amukareke.
Bamatero Sugar irendelo wala kuno ndineka. Kwali baba sister so pantimwe ngamwali kwerendeke imwe. Ngamwali kwerendeke kwa na amutensha brother wandi. Ngamwali kwerendeke. Apanga ni mamule ipika paso. Nomba mwandekele shafi mwandekele shafi. Ba UPND mwandi. UPND mwalindekele ba UPND lekeli ndande mwandini. Abantu bale bekale bambepe shafi. Iyo tayari ba UPND naba kupela rupia. Watu ile kuno nde Chilufya. Na ba Matero Sugar ba UPND my own sister. Nangu mwantumina kofeka $100 mwantumina kofeka $100 but nix mwabashani mwe ba UPND mulivacha vechafe ba UPND mule nkushafi omutwe. People are busy saying hey, government did this, government paid the bills, hey, government has paid Tayali, nimwe mwisho fonde chula. Anyway, landeni mama.
Tande kona inendu meanzi. Kwai awe ndui ifo mwandi nifile tupapisho kulingana kwa tifo wena Zambia wala Lungu bali pitekele. Mwamona? Noitile sana wa mayo wa Esther Lungu. Wa Esther Lungu mwandi ni wale tupapusha sana. Pantu umuntu wala ndatundi na tamamchela kukana manzi wena mwandi ni. Awo mwandi nifotule papa. Pantu takwaba ukukosela pachitumbi. Na bakose yake kose yake. That's why today ngisha tulengishanya kuti kushechi tumbi kuya South Africa. Oko chini yoro iyo. Mwamona? Pantu takwaba mwe bantu ba president bajesha abena Zambia bonse chikangoro ba PF kuti nefo kushika ba president besu kuno. Apa tule ukwamle tule bati kuli api ufutimbi. Manje nishicha shupe chikalamba nishi. Nishi tashuka bati tule ufamalia chayengi sana hapa kuti ukufweni katwishi shitundu konga oko chaba ngatakwaba fingi tilelandi kono mboku twala konga nisinchi. Ero takwaba no kumba mwandi no ba mayo ba Esther Lungu baja. Katwishi ndakupa manga chaba shani katwishi teva utwalia kuchechi balenda ule muno muntu uledira.
Imwe.
Awe. Ndai fwe ba ifwe. Kuti chaba shani kuti batufunda shani. Awe. Lesa fyo mwine. Panti na ifo tule kwa zona tukashiningishe chitumbi ngoko titu kwa tambe na bobe viewing tukeshile kuti zona batuleshika ni Lungu.
Kuti mwashika
ngoko tulefaya ndume yanti mwandi nipo tukala kupepela koke ile mwe mwajishwa ntu afuma kutalina imwe. So ifo tulefa mulera ndeke pilemera ndira kwechalo.
Awe iwe Matero Sugar pona kutemenwa because iwe tulalanda whether ndechita criticize ba HH ndechita criticize ba UPND iwe Matero Sugar tauchinja You are just the same. You and I good temwa. Open a good temeno. Because when I agree with the government,
go for takuli. That's all the fiabu feeling get around the put from
to atarikana but takuli at yo, you matera sugar we get some kuchiriro chandi. Imagine.
Kurichiri kokunya.
Ahora totera sana totera. Yeah. No, I mean, I like this lady. This lady, she's my all-weather friend. Because regardless of the position that I take, she will always call, she will give her views, whether she agrees with me, she doesn't agree with me. And for me, I like that. I don't come here and expect everybody to agree with me. You know, it can't be. It can't be. Some people will agree with you, some people will not agree with you at different times. But no, if you don't agree with them, nishuatukwa. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please. Yes.
Mbashani.
Wino veshan naimwe.
Wino. Imefa ndo kuipusha. Ndo kuipusha padi chine chitombi ichi. Abene bapiye kwa masapota bonse bara supportere ba president ba Lungu pokti bapitira ba 1.8. Nisibonse bari hapi kushimone chitombi na nguchava shani. Tayi wari chitabe criticize ba UPA ngate wari fara kumone chitombi. Nishibara bonse. Bari chimone chitombi bari supporta kwa nene ofisi bamu na bari bisa.
Ba 1.8 ushema chimone chitombi. Ushema tamulevo chimone chitombi.
Kozi ukukuvuma kuni makonsela MMD pashan yakwa president wale mune chitumbi. Nomanga abanishibena.
Chashupa shani. Chashupa
shani. Nende mnalimbi andeni naida wejia ranjile wagiwe uvinda Lungu alikuwa kwa katatushi yefo ile pilibula.
Alikuwa gwa.
Mutu. I'm sure muntu yako ndemo na. And
it's a very good point. It's a very good point. Edgar Lungu, Banaba 1.8. Those of you who voted for Edgar Lungu, 1.8 to the 1.8. Imwani ishi tamulefo kumona Lungu, ukwewa Lungu president wesu yuade lapa. Because mwikadi defe, eshe shane foku mwone chitumbi. Eshe shane foku imweba 1.8. Busha imwe tamulefo kumone chitumbi to see kwa president wesu. Filatua mwene basata. Filatua mwene mwana wasa. Filatua mwene rupia banda. Bonsa watu walipitile moto waliva mwene. Nga kuliba Lungu chako sa shani. Kuliba Lungu chako sa shani. Bonsa watu walipitile wakaunda. Bonsa tu waliva mwene. Kuliba Lungu chako sa shani. Imweba 1.8. Mwikali lefe HH. Busha imweba 1.8. Tamule foku mwene chitumbi. That is the question that this last caller has asked. No. Hello?
Hello? Nabuela, Mr. President.
Bana muliokela, mwabuela.
Yeah.
Lelo is a day for women, so I will allow you to come back.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Point there's something that everybody is overlooking. Abantu kutilindi bashika kale. Muri private smalela ndapo bali shika kale nombelo basailuka titwalufyanya Because bali stubborn, so kwamba konomba ma tactics, bara mona chala perera pene, bambe chala perera pene, it's a fini. So there's a lot more things that could have happened to the body.
No, anyway, from my point of view, what I think is that I don't think they would have buried the body because there is a court order. Okay, there is an injunction that came very early. It came very early. So I don't think ukushika kuti bashika because ukupakushika umuntu na pena padi wako kalaka procedure kalya umuntu tachimusende femo ayashika kwaliwo kupoka burial permit ama paper yalya. They must be proper. They must be proper, especially when you are a foreigner. They must be proper. So it will be very difficult for them to bury the body without the court lifting the order and whatever. What I really
my point was this. Ngamwakonka bwino sana eto bachitire pala ba umfwane ngati bala achita repatriate body. Ero nomba baisakana ukwabula nokulanda. Even the military were there at the airport and so on. The journalists, nobody was informed. So during that same period, they could have buried.
No, it's not possible, my sister, because of course I bring this platform to enlighten people instead of confusing them. So it is not possible because of the procedures that are involved in burying a person anywhere in the world. Because you need the right documentation for them to give you to say Mwala Shikapa. So that one would be very far-fetched that they would have buried. It would be very far-fetched.
Because
of the procedure.
Thank you for the clarity.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello?
Hello, dad. I want to get you new Kokosha son. Never sana entertained.
Ala. Nachikwewa ine nali temwa na kashindo mfabu na wana kashinga balelanda. So you are alanda pano no kukuputula. But umwana kashinga balelanda akumingi kalafe ndeo umfave. Awe ile guilt has charged. Ile shifisa no kufisa. Kila mwana tawe ile shatemwa bana kasha. Awe nali batemwa. Nali batemwa kwa tilinda hapa.
Yeah.
Wamutangwana wana muyokera na waweke shapo. Noko wapele shitafu. Angani wewo. Iwe so hapa so kundebo kutirata nao kimako kale. Go ahead.
In a contribution and Nasha Tontonkane for a time and was on that diplomacy okay, sometimes I was sensitive Pamuida. Nasha Monokiwat in the Malushama parties, Yavidi, government, Lungu's family. All these, the two parties are Zambians. So if there are matters to be resolved, they are supposed to be resolved in relation to Zambian customs. Yes. But what is surprising is that we are in a foreign land, where two parties seem to be neutral to any party in that country. Now, don't you think that there could be some external factors that are igniting this agenda so that the matter can even reach to this far? So sometimes we need to sense danger before danger senses us.
Okay, I don't know if I get you clear.
Thank you so much.
I don't know if I get you clear. You are saying there could be some external factors.
Yes.
Such as
There could be some external factors.
Such as what?
Maybe such factors could be very sensitive because, to mention here, because I don't think so if Zambia and South Africa are in bad terms, are in bad relations, because they can still sit down as government to discuss the matter and make it very simple for both parties, the Lungu's family and the Zambian government. Now you find that the case is being entertained. You see, this is now 2 months. So this is where I'm saying we need to be objective in terms of reasoning. Okay, we need to be looking at the 2 sides of the coin.
Wamona nomba yewete before taolaya. Awana kashine pano tabale nchita confused. Nomba yewe efore hand up afya nchita confused.
Awe point now muikwata now you can't come out. I know in a 15 Tina.
Anyway, thank you very much, my brother. You know, Awana Kashie, they are really bringing a point. Yeah, got muntu. You can't cut because you can see that ane ponyama point one by one. Pa 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 pa. You know, very clearly. Hello.
Hello.
You see, what can I do? Yeah? When I hear such a voice, is to listen. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Tayali. How are you?
Fine. Hey, no tembo. I don't know if you understand Bemba, but you know, a soft voice, a voice that soothes the heart. Please go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say, so happy to see you well.
You know?
We're glad that you're doing much better.
Yeah. Thank you very much
Hopefully
for your prayers.
pull up a very...
I know you care.
Yeah, we have been praying.
You care. I know very much because you call my program. So I know you cared. I know you prayed for me. So I'm very grateful.
Right. We did, actually. My contribution this evening, I'm just a bit... I feel like, isn't it? It is not really illegal. I don't know. I listened to part of the program, but I was at work, so I just got back and I just thought, let me call in to just get some clarity. In terms of like the Lungu family and their lawyer deceiving the court this morning and saying, no, we want to sit down and discuss this, and then turn around and go and still file an appeal in the Court of the Constitution of South Africa. Isn't that a bit dubious? Or is that how we're supposed to play the game? Or is the government slow? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a bit confused.
So basically, as I'm sitting here, I've gotten some clarification. I sent us there's a message that was sent to me that the family has gone to the court to set aside their judgment. Okay? They have gone to the court to set aside the judgment. Now, what it means to set aside the judgment, because there was a judgment from the High Court. Now they have gone to the court so that the court can set aside that judgment to say, that judgment was illegal. It was not according to the law. Okay? That is the clarification. I'm sure government has now received the documents. Now, your question still stands. Isn't it dubious whereby on this side they say we want to talk, but meanwhile they go to the court and file for whatever action that they have done? Isn't it dubious? Surely it is dubious, trickery, chicanery. It is just not right. It is not honorable. You know, using the proper terminologies. It is not honorable because you tell the judge to say, the parties are talking. Meanwhile, you go and file another matter in another court It is not so honorable. And unfortunately, I don't think the judicial system of South Africa, will like this. I don't think they will like this. But there's nothing that they can do. They can't stop them. No, they can't stop them. But I don't think they will like it. Yeah, I don't know if you get my point.
I do get your point. So sorry, I'm taking up too much time. I have one more question.
Yeah, it's fine.
Considering that the family has hired a very powerful lawyer, I do not see the body coming back to Zambia. Or are they just going to keep on appealing? And how far can they go? And what are the odds that the body can come back to Zambia?
I can assure you that the way most of us are fatigued by this, because most of us are fatigued, we are tired of this matter.
We are really tired.
Yeah, and I can assure you that what we feel is not is not so different from what the South African government feel and from what the courts themselves feel. Because even those courts, they are human beings. They know that this is a body that is in the mortuary. They know that. So surely I don't think they would want this case to go on and on and on whilst the body is in the fridge. I don't think so. So this matter, I can predict that before the end of, even if it has to prolong, it will not go beyond the end of this month. Even if it has to prolong, I can assure you that. Because even those people are human beings. They will not allow, like what Makebi Zulu said, even if it's 10 years, we will continue. I don't think so. Because they are also
It was quite clear. That's true. Because it was quite clear from the way the judge spoke this morning that he had a feeling that they were going to change their mind. Because he said, I hope the light in the tunnel is not a train coming. You remember that comment?
Yes. You are an intelligent. You can listen to unspoken words. I hope it is a true light and not just a train coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they're out there like acting as if everything is all right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No.
Anyway, I also wanted to find out. I'm so sorry. I have so many questions I've been thinking. Does it mean that the PF cannot elect a president if he's not buried, since he was the president?
You see, unfortunately, and this is what I was talking about in the program, because the PF has been made numb. Okay? The PF has been made numb. They have been made paralyzed. They have been made paralyzed. They can't move. They can't move.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult. And they are scared to anyone who wants to become president, they are scared to come out because they are thinking,
and of course,
if I start campaigning with Lungu, So the Esther Lungu and Makebi Zulu, they are holding PF,
at ransom
as well. Yeah.
Okay, but then that's a disadvantage because if they take so long to elect a president, it might take long to sort of organize themselves because obviously there are so many candidates that are wanting to stand as president in PF.
Unfortunately.
But I feel like they should stop looking at it in terms of thinking they're punishing the government.
Yeah.
They're actually punishing democracy in the country because we need them to have a president. We need to move forward.
Thank you. That's why I like you. You are very intelligent. They might be thinking that they are punishing the government, but they are actually punishing themselves and punishing democracy because we need an opposition. Yeah.
Sure. Anyway, that was my contribution, and those were my questions. Thank you for answering them.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. Have a good night. Bye.
Yeah, good night. Hello?
Thinking that punishing the government, they're actually punishing democracy in the country because we need them.
Hello?
Thank you.
Hello? Move away from the other phone.
Hello, Mr. Tayali.
Yes, you see? A phone there and that.
Yes, you can give.
Takuleva feedback. Feedback. But I said, no, Tayali, just love women. You just love women. But you see, please go ahead, my brother.
Okay, natotera Mr. Tayali ndefo kwipusha coin. Olo balungu bafuire. I believe bafuire ku made for la kuna that's a private clinic, not so. Did the South African government verify that balungu balifo?
The South African government had no interest to verify. They have no interest. Why would they verify? The South African government, why? They have no interest.
So how sure are they that balungu balifo? Or even from your standpoint, how sure is it that balungu balifo?
Well, so the South African government really is not part of this. We should make that clear. The South African government is not part of this. They have got no interest, okay? Apart from the fact that whatever is happening in their country. Okay, so the South African government should be excused from these matters. But then, you have asked me to say, what about you? How sure are you? From my point of view, I still stand. I know people are speculating, and they have got reason to speculate, owing to a number of things that have happened and the way the Lungu family are behaving. But from my point of view, I'll tell you that I am convinced that Balungu is dead. Why am I convinced? I am convinced because even before he went to a hospital, okay, when he went to the hospital, I had that information. Me, I knew of the ailment of Balungu. This is why, before Balungu Tabalafwa, you remember I said, I've stopped talking. I suspended coming online. And why I suspended it because I knew Balungu was ill, and yet Balungu didn't want to endorse somebody. And that was the agreement. Me, I wanted Balungu to endorse somebody, or to let the PF go on with another leader. But Balungu didn't want. And yet I knew this man is sick. So what is he doing? Now, I couldn't come on social media and I start criticize Balungu kwati. I'm not happy with Balungu because Balungu is sick, but he doesn't want to let another person take over. I couldn't do that. So the best that I could do is to keep quiet. And even now, when Balungu was going for operation, he went for an operation. It was an operation. It is as a result of the operation that Balungu died. I knew about the operation. And even afterwards, after Bafmamo operation, and then later on he died, I knew about all that. So, I am very convinced that Balungu is dead based on the intel that I had with the relationship that I had with Balungu and some of the people around Balungu. That is my position.
Though my worry with the PF is, I was reading of what Mao Sampa has taken back to court, where he wants the court to nullify the election the convention that he had as president. I think for me it's evident that some of the members in the PF, they want to move on.
Yes, they do. They want to move on, but they don't have the courage. The problem, Bakwete, they don't have the courage. Even what I'm saying here, it is not that they don't agree. I know a lot of them, they agree with me. The only thing is that they don't have the courage to tell our Esther to our face to say, Amayo, wait, to Anaka, let's bury, let's move on. They don't have the courage. They are cowards. They are cowards.
Then they should just wait for 2021 pass in that manner because we are running out of time.
Yes, of course. That's why I'm saying haka in the Ichilema.
Yeah.
2026, yakwa haka in the Ichilema. There is no doubt. Because there is no opposition. How can you have an opposition? No one has got courage to say, guys, we need to move on. So how can they contest against haka in the Ichilema? All this nonsense is working in favor of haka in the Ichilema. All this, it's working against, good for haka in the Ichilema. Haka in the Ichilema has made points over this. Even me, here I'm supporting Haka in the Ichilema. Why? And yet before I was against Haka in the Ichilema. So Haka in the Ichilema has gained out of this.
Yeah, I know.
But they are not seeing it.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. That was my daughter, Mr. Dad.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. This is your baby, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, no, lovely. And God bless the baby. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Dad.
Yeah, so that is the issue, really. That is the issue. So, I mean, I've gotten this clarification that they want to set aside the judgment. So instead of appeal, okay, they want the Concord to declare that judgment as illegal or not proper. Okay, not proper. That is what they are doing, which is a different twist in this matter. Anyway, I think for now we can close here. We have had a very good time. I'm very grateful to those of you that have called in. Tonight it has been a night for women, and you made very good points. Very, very good points. I'm very grateful. So I'll end my program here, and I want to call immediately. I want to call that that lady that told me that I should call her. You never know. So anyway, let me end the program and then I call that lady. Bye for now. Good night.